Hey, what's up? RetroPixel here with a chat on the NES Classic Edition. What specifically? Well, with Sean's permission, I will insert his clip right here.
The NES Classic Edition has now been hacked, and you can put pretty much any NES ROM on this bad boy and play it. It's really simple, it's really easy, and I thought that I'd make this video for you guys so that you can really open up the power of your NES Classic by adding pretty much any game you want to it.
Yes, that's right. As you've seen in Sean's video just now, this has now been hacked, cracked, opened up, whatever terminology you want to use. It is moddable today, right now, for free, with virtually zero effort required. It is not a hard process. Getting into that part, I am not going to do a tutorial video on this, mostly because other people already have it posted. There's no point in me adding to that. If you want to see how to do this, right here, I will link Sean's video in the description box below, and he will give you the whole lowdown on how to do this thing from start to finish. Alright, now onto the actual discussion portion of this upload. What does this mean for the NES Classic Edition going forward? Unfortunately, if you haven't already obtained one, it's not going to get any better for you to try and get one. What do I mean by that? Well, let's see. Store stock is virtually non-existent, even though the holiday season has passed. Secondly, scalpers really don't have a friggin' reason to drop the price of this thing now. You thought it was hard to get one of these things before at a reasonable price? That's not happening now. It's not. Unless you can get one of these things from a retail store and be really lucky, resale value on this thing is not going down. And if Nintendo gets rid of that USB port because they really won't like this, and I'll get into that in a second, USB port goes, you are fucked getting one of these. Fucked. Now, I really hope it doesn't happen, but it really wouldn't surprise me. Think about it. Nintendo sells their NES games through the Virtual Console. You can do those games for free right now within minutes. It doesn't take an awful lot of knowledge to do this. You can just look up the instructions online with absolutely no modding experience and add games to this thing. What reason is there for Nintendo to keep that USB port on this? There isn't. I see a revision 1.2 coming out where they take that USB port off and put a regular little power adapter on there. And then the existing ones of these will explode in value at that point. I really hope it doesn't happen for those of you that wanted to get one of these things legit through a retail outlet and not get screwed. I really hope that doesn't happen. Nintendo, just ignore this. Just continue putting this out in your factory, albeit very slowly. Just continue putting it in your factory the way it is. Don't touch anything on it. That would be great. But it's going to make my head explode because you just know it's going to happen at this point. They're so protective of their intellectual property holdings that what value is there for a USB port on this thing? It would cost them probably pennies to change this on the production line. Pennies. Hell, it might not even cost them anything at all to make that change. They might just say, okay, no more USB port, put on, your little 5-volt adapter and be done with it. That happens, you're not getting one of these things at a reasonable price. It will not happen, and I really feel bad for you if that's the case. But like I said, it's still early. This is relatively new-ish in terms of knowledge. I believe when it was the first week of release, someone had figured out a loosely way of doing it with the Famicom version, and it sort of faded from there. But now that this thing is just purely so easy for anyone to do, I really don't see this getting any better. For anyone that wants one of these things, it's almost like it's shitty for me to say it. I almost want to say buy it from a reseller now before it gets worse. I really don't want to endorse that, but you just might get screwed. And there's no way of knowing at this point. And it's horrible that something that was a simple plug and play for a retail of $60 in the US, and for me here in Canada it was closer to 90 with tax. It really sucks that so many people have the potential of missing out on this thing now. But for your sake, I really hope that this thing sort of blows over and Nintendo ignores it. Anyways, that's it for this time. Thanks for watching. Have a good one. Catch you later.